Good morning. You know what? I need to check the. Privacy settings. See if anybody ever came in here. No idea why. Let's see. Let's do little logo. We've got that overlay. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, that's why. All right. Finally. So it is cold outside, but it's fixing to be colder. We, as you can see, we're at home. We've got a couple of drivers we're dispatching, and it has been a challenge to keep them out of the bad weather. So a couple of them are going to see, well, all of them are going to see a little bit. Oh man, it's been an interesting month. Sorry I haven't done any morning coffee lives. I was getting ready to do one yesterday because it was nice and I was going to sit outside, but my phone just lit up right before I was going live, which is fine because I'd rather be on the phone helping friends when they need it versus feeding my ego and narcissism with this live feed. So it's better intentions, right? We've got a few things going on. I did run a load last week myself. We're getting some weather coming through here today. This is one of those weird days where it's going to be like we're at the highest temperature we're going to be all day right now, and then it's going to get down to the single digits tonight. So I'll prep up the truck a little bit. APU's been running every 4 hours. So I know I got a battery probably getting ready to go bad. That will have to be looked at. Got our Iron Maiden coffee mug. Drinking coffee that my oldest daughter got me. It's this home life stuff, has been kind of interesting. No, I'm not off the road completely. I'm not off the road permanently. I still have my truck, still have my trailer. And depending on what Jeff needs next week, I will be running my truck. So, but let's do some shout outs here. Let's see, we got Stuart. What's up? Good morning. TK, it is, hey now, it's go time. TK, you still listen to Howard Stern show? I tried tolerating it, I don't know, a while ago, and I have yet to cancel my Sirius XM, but I didn't. It wasn't funny. He was telling people that the unvaccinated deserve to die, things like that. So Howard Stern can kiss my ass. Let's see, Jeremy Rice, what's up? Scott SRO Logistics. Had a good conversation with him yesterday. He will be up in my area soon. He's also trying to nurture a brand new YouTube channel, so go check it out. He's also got a carrier. Gary, what's up? Good morning. Matt K, I'm trying to be better about this StreamYard stuff. We got Grafton, which is a member. Thank you for your memberships. I made a members only video. I have not made it public to the members yet. I'm not, I don't know. I kind of don't like the video. I sound dumb in my own ears. So anyways, but thank you, Grafton. What's up, Truck for Life? How are you doing? I'm behind on your videos. How's the Landstar life treating you? I know it's cold up in your neck of the woods. But you should be getting some killer rates right now, especially the way you run. Dennis, what's up? Good morning, TJ Jones, Bull of the Woods. TJ, I was watching part of a video you did yesterday or day before, and I had no idea what you're talking about. Obviously, there's some drama stuff going on that I have no idea what's going on with it. Like I don't know the people involved. I don't know what everybody's talking about. So it's right over my head. But it's good to see you in here, TJ. Um, I haven't for a while been busy with other things. Yeah, I find myself listening to Sirius less and less. Now I do have the app. In the last couple of road trips we went on as a family. We just played in the vehicle, which has been kind of nice because I don't have to worry about Spotify playlist or I just let it play. But I still find myself bouncing back between three stations. So, but I'm still on the fence whether I need to cancel my subscription or not. So, but things are, look, if you want to run long haul right now, the Great Lane is between anywhere to Washington and out. Washington, you're making great money going in, and you're making great money coming out. So if you want to run long haul and want to deal with the mountains and the Pacific Northwest issues, man, you can make killer money right now. Rates are down a little bit in the southeast and in the southwest because people are avoiding this bad weather. I noticed that I can't get a good rate that I normally see going into Texas. And they also know that if you're coming out of Laredo or Brownsville, you're going to get some killer rates coming out of the border towns. So it's tough to get a good money going in right now, especially now with this weather. Because I was watching Weather Nation this morning. That's my morning routine when I'm at home, and I'm noticing, like Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee. It's hard to avoid the weather right now unless you're just running from, Mobile to Miami and back, right? We'll drive for tacos, Mr. Ratman Roden. Man, I need to get me one of them black Ratman shirts before they're a thing of the past with their new name and logo. I hope all is well. I was thinking about you today. I posted a video on Facebook of this guy that witnessed a wreck. I think it was oversized though. I don't think it was step deck, but it was a lower trailer. And I seen some of the pictures you've been posting, and you're definitely running all over the place, man. You kind of found your thing, man. I'm digging it, and I hope the new puppy is doing well and adjusting to the trucking life and hasn't messed up your truck too bad. So, I had a friend of mine once bring home a puppy in a truck, and it was it was messy to say the least, right? So, but Ratman, it's good to see you. Truck for life. I'm thinking about going to Pasco, Washington for 8,000. Yes, that's a good rate because you're going to get 10 coming out of there. I'm truck for life. Think about it and do it. Because I know how you like to run long. That's why you didn't like Schneider. So Red Pepper, what's up, man? It's good to see you. I was wondering about how you were doing, man. I don't know. Since my Facebook sabbatical, haven't really seen you post, and I was hoping that you were still doing well, man. Still doing well. So, all right, Sue Harrison. This trucker strike in Canada will be scary if till their demands are met. Correct, Sue. I'll be honest with you. I've not kept up on that. I'm not exposed to a lot of news other than what some of the trucker pages have mentioned. I am back on Facebook for a little bit, but it's very limited time. And of course, the mainstream media is not talking about it. So, if you would, I would like to see some really good news sources of what's going on up there, because I don't like commenting on things that I'm not, I don't want to comment on things based off of headlines without knowing some of the facts. But I do follow some YouTube pages that are showing a lot of protests all over the world that a lot of news outlets aren't talking about. And it's hard to know what's true and what's not. But I do know that Schneider is closing its Canadian facilities that have been there since the 90s, 1990, I believe. And they're out, they're done. So what I do know is that Schneider has always been ahead of the curve on what trends are going to affect trucking. And so when Schneider speaks, you ought to listen, right? And so I've noticed that they closed their Canadian operations. A friend of mine sent me a couple of videos of truck drivers in Canada that have cleaning out their trucks because the trucking companies are just saying we're done. So it's definitely interesting now. Cash is King, what's up, man? What is up? I missed your live feed last night, and I apologize for that. Red Pepper, you're okay. Good deal, man. Good deal. Six Semper Tyrannus, what's up? Kind of gave up on Facebook. Okay, well that's probably for the better. For most people, myself included. So, but yeah, Sue, I wish I could comment on that. And part of it doesn't affect me directly because I've never gone into Canada as a truck driver. I've been up there as a tourist a couple of times. I know that the mandates have been hell, and I know that their leader up there in Canada has been kind of heavy-handed and bought, but it is what it is. Josh the Vegan, what's up, man? How you doing? So, but yeah, I mean, I should probably read up on that. Now, something I did come across is, have you guys kept up on the train rail thefts there in Los Angeles? Union Pacific Yard, there's been several news outlets that went down there, and it looks like a tornado went through and just went through like a million box trucks and just scattered it all over the tracks. If I knew it wouldn't screw up the feed, I would show you some examples. But rail cars have been broken into there in LA, and they've just trashed the whole place. They're finding like COVID rapid test kits. They're finding PPE. They're finding empty Amazon boxes. So if you've ordered a package and it came from California and it never got to your house, there's a strong possibility it's in some thieves' hands or it's on the ground somewhere. And then right on the news, the railroad is like admitting that the locks on these containers aren't very great. Just basically telling the whole world, hey, yeah, the locks suck. So, and Union Pacific won't ask the police for help. They have their own police, but they can't keep up with it. So it's a real mess out there. And it really just shows you the decay that's happening there in California. And then I had another friend of mine, Rusty Maynard, who his truck back of the trailer got tagged with graffiti. And it's the fourth time that's happened to him. And that's where he lives down there in the California, Arizona area. And so, I mean, it's kind of a, kind of a bad deal there. Let's see. Evening. Wait, it's morning. Coffee needed. T-Bone, what's up, man? What is a good ELD for one truck operation? Jeremy, I only have experience with 2 ELDs that wasn't Omnitrax. And that's Teletrack, which I don't recommend, and Samsara, which I do recommend, but it's a little bit more expensive for a one truck operation. So if I had to, like, if I was to get my own numbers right now, I would probably go with Keep Trucking, simply because they're very similar to what we have at Samsara. They are excellent for one truck operations, and they're very reliable. The fly by night ones that you just plug into your data port, right there where the mechanic does, I don't recommend those. Simply because I've seen the results. We experimented with trucking offices ELD for a minute, and it didn't go well. We had, like, trucking had JJ Keller before I got over here, and that did okay until the EOBR went to an ELD, and then it just completely crapped the bed. A lot of these Bluetooth ones aren't that great. They disconnect. So I recommend Keep Trucking and Samsara. Between those two, that's the ones I would look at. Let's see, Josh Vegan, you're in Gary, heading to Wisconsin. It's going to be super, super cold up there. In fact, I think they got wind chill warnings going on up there. So longer lead times and rail car, choo-choo trains. Yes, and the way it's set up through there in LA, in that particular stretch of tracks, they have to slow down there. And trains aren't too hard to get on and off, especially when they're slower stop. So, about to get a pilot coffee. Good deal. And Ponzi, how you doing, man? Ponzi, you doing all right, man? I see that you're out of that Rockwall, Texas area. So you're out of your element. Yeah, in Chicago. Yep. Good morning, Snorelord. John, what's up? Let's see. Whoops. The Empire collapsed with Orangeman. No, the Empire collapsed way before Orangeman there, Ponzi. Way before Orangeman. District attorney just turns those caught with simple trespassing with free bail. Yes, that is part of the problem, Tyrannus, is that there's no, that's kind of what's going on in Seattle too, is even convictions don't stay in jail, and it's, we not really, it at some point you have to sit there and say, this isn't incompetence, this is intentional, right? And I'll just leave it at that, because there's no way that people are just that bad off on running things, right? It's intentional. I live in New York, and it's like being in jail, Red Pepper. In what regards? Because I visited New York. I don't know what the new, are they doing new lockdowns up there? I know that, see, did we visit a restaurant while we were up there in New York? I don't think we did. My sister's a great cook when we went up there, so we never hit a restaurant. But out in the country, it wasn't too bad. New York City might be a different story. We had Samsara at GP. I loved it. Yeah, I love the Samsara. It's been really good. But for one truck operation, you got to go through Access through Jeff's code, Truckers Education Network, and you'll have to weigh the price options for that. Yeah, I hear you, Dennis. 2007. I think it was before that. The FBI and CIA would be hunting down any other demographic and charging them with sedition and domestic terrorism. Yeah, Eric has talked about that. And that's something we're not going to get into, because Well, because I've made my personal observations and they're uneducated at best, and I just want to keep that to myself. So, um, the phone's going off. We have a safety meeting tonight. So, New York City ain't it? Why is it not showing? There we go. Yeah, you're right. So, Big Rig CO, New York requires you to show card to enter public spaces. Ah, that's why. Yeah, they weren't doing that when I was there, but New York City definitely is. Um, so I got my new New York sticker to run New York, and there might be a chance I actually use it because my mom lives up there now, and so I have to go visit. I have to go visit my mother, right? I saw a guy want 100 grand for a 2018 Wabash 53-foot trailer. Price is still crazy high. Yes, John. And look, I know people are buying new ones for 65. So now people are just getting greedy. They're feeling out the market. They're seeing how desperate people can get, and that's not going away anytime soon. Know this: that equipment will be your struggle this year. Um, if you're an owner operator, lease operator, um, parts, trucks, trailers. You lose your truck or trailer in an accident, totaled, or if you have a major breakdown like an engine rebuild or complete DPF system, you will have downtime. So that's why I've been telling people for last year, one of the reasons of why you need to pay down your debt, don't acquire anymore, because it's the equipment is going to create the ugliness, and inflation is just going to keep going up the more desperate people get. So new mask mandates are here. Yeah, you know what, Red Pepper, they just literally closed the school system here in Springfield for the rest of the week because of COVID. So Philadelphia, need Vax card too. Yeah, Chicago, same thing as New York. Wow. Yeah. I agree, Red. Capacity is about to get much tighter with Canadian drivers leaving the market. Yes, that's the thing. Look, our high rates aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And the whole Canadian thing will affect rates because it affects capacity. And yeah, I said in the beginning, 22 is going to be an interesting year. And so far, it is not disappointed. And we're only, 19 days into it. So, it's like I said, I don't have a crystal ball. I just know that always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Stack it when you can, and just know that things will not always be this way, regardless of what the market is. Here, this is a philosophy I go by. Regardless of what the market is, just know that whatever it's doing at this moment or at that moment, it won't stay like that. If it's down and it looks hopeless, it's not going to be like that. And life is kind of like that, right? Look around you, look at how your life was 5 years ago, and look how it will be 5 years from now. It's not always going to be like what it is now. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse. And the market is the same way. If you're enjoying high rates, just know that that too will pass at some time. If not enjoying, but if you're dealing with low rates, just know that that will pass in time. And it's all part of the pendulum swing. So the trick to being successful in the spot market is to prepare for the pendulum swings, keep your debts down, run as efficient as possible, and and just try to create as much consistency as possible. So I'm completely disgusted with the equipment situation. Put myself in a position to order a new truck and it gets canceled. I sure ain't buying a warranty-less truck with 500,000 miles on it for 125. Yeah, TK, at this point, you're better off doing an overhaul or even a crate engine at this point. It will be cheaper than buying another truck. So, and I know your truck's getting up there. TK and I have sister trucks. So I like 1.3 million on chassis and 300 on overhaul. Lost paperwork, $120,000. Yeah, that's crazy, Dennis. Anyone hear the news about the island of Tonga that disappears from the map 5 days ago? I did not hear about it disappearing off the map, but there is satellite footage of that volcano eruption, and that was kind of spectacular. So, Mr. Bass, what's up, man? But I was thinking about you the other day, Mr. Best. I did a video. It's for members only. I haven't released it yet to members only, but it'll be about carrying tools on the truck. So if I decide to put that out. 5 years ago, I was still happy and driving. Let's see. Morning, Mr. Bill. What's up? Pam, good morning. It's always cheaper overhaul. Yep. Charles, even more so. Charles, what's up, man? Haven't seen you or heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing okay. I know that you struggle with some stuff at one time, so whenever I don't see you, man, I worry. Yeah. Members, you could be a YouTube member. Here, let me demonstrate there, Mr. CEO. You can do a membership. Okay. Members. It'll be a members first video. I think that's more accurate. I quite haven't figured out how to do it on the phone. So I have to be on the computer to be able to switch it back and forth. So, well, good deal, Charles. I'm glad to see that you're doing well. It's funny. I got a comment from somebody that said he's been following me since Landstar days. And it's nice to see some of the old names. And every now and then somebody will comment on an older video, like when YouTube decides that my older content is worth pushing a little bit. And I look through the comments to see a lot of the names and faces that I don't see anymore, and I get it. There's a lot of YouTube channels that I've still subscribed, but I may not watch, or I've even unsubscribed because I've lost interest in what they're talking about. And I realize that the dynamics of my videos and content has changed. I'm at home more. I haven't done a GoPro vlog in forever. I tried to, but the external microphone that I bought has killed like 4 videos with the GoPro. And I've kind of found this groove where I'm doing the same thing all the time when I am running my truck. And I realize that my cup of tea is not for everybody, right? Let's get some more coffee. Here's my impression of James Best. I know one thing. When I'm home, I drink way too much coffee. Big Rig CEO, you got to go to the membership page. It's not high. I mean, it's like 2, 5, and 10 or something like that. Detroits are easy to work on if you have no def. It's simple to overhaul your engine yourself. Yeah, I mean the trucker's table just bought an old Freightliner, and he's happy as a clam. It's not as nice as your chair. You know, I had to help a friend of mine move some stuff the other day, and she had this really nice, I forget what brand chair, and I sat in it and I was like, wow, this is what a real office chair feels like. But yeah, I got this chair from my mom when we moved her. She didn't need it up there in New York, so I grabbed it, and it's been a good chair. But you know, every now and then I'll go into Office Depot or Staples and I'll check out the really nice chairs and think, man, if only a YouTuber would buy me one of those, like what happened to James Best. Not everybody can be gifted a chair, right? The grand solar minimum cycle, fascinatingly to watch how the sun dictates our planet's weather and more. Ponzi Zombie Killer. Check out a channel called The Suspicious Observers. My wife is really big into that, and they talk about the sun thing. So, word Ponzi. Okay, so for you iPhone people, I don't know how to do it. But if you have a right, if you eliminate the comments, there's a join button right there, right? And let me do this here. See if I can share this link. I don't know how to share the link here. I don't have a Nightbot to help me out here, but yeah, let me do this here. I'll do this instead. Let's go to videos. All right, it won't let me copy and paste. So, anyways, the link is in the top of the description of my loopy video. Any live feed that I do from my phone, it pops up there. So let's see if I can do it this way. I don't know if that'll do it or not. Okay, well, just look in the loopy video. There's a link up there. So link for the perks takes you to your channel. And so if you go to membership, go to the membership tab. So let me there's the channel for the home, okay? And then click on membership up on top there. Click on that. And boom, there you go. There's your deal there. So I so far YouTube does not make that user friendly to share the link easily, at least for idiots like me. So we're trying. Yeah, they do have some crazy chairs at Office Depot. Our Office Depot is next to a steakhouse that we were waiting for a table, so we just went in there. It was me, Big Rig CEO, Scott SRO Logistics, and all the wives, and so we were just kind of killing time, looking at the double screen computers, and I was checking out every office chair, and it was pretty fun. Is that the join icon next to subscribe? Yes, Bill. So, Tim 4, okay, thanks, Ponzi. So, but I'm trying to be a better YouTuber. It's tough. I'm messing with the StreamYard. I want to start doing interviews on the StreamYard thing because that seems to do well with no matter what genre of YouTube you're doing. But not every live feed um, needs to have an interview, and not every interview needs to be live. But if anybody's interested in coming in, I think I can do this. Copy. See if that works. Let's see. Am I still an owner? Yes, I still own my truck. And have I thought about being a fleet owner? Yes, I have thought about it. And right now, that is not in my table of contents in the brain. There's a lot of risk. DIY Semi did a really good video about a lot of the risk, and I see what Jeff has built and what it's taken for him to build, and realize I don't have nowhere near the tools or the expertise that he does. And he's been really successful at how he's doing it. And with the challenges of equipment and keeping customers and keeping consistency, I don't think I would do very well with it. So like even if I got my own numbers, I would still probably be a one truck operation. Now, have I thought about acquiring equipment and having it just signed on to like trucking? Yes. However, now we have equipment issues, and now that raises my overhead by quite a bit, and it's something I'm not willing to risk right now. So join isn't showing for me. Yeah, Charles, you must have an iPhone. So um, I need to put in my clipboard that link. See what happens. I guess I could do that. Let me grab this phone here. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Okay. Let's see. I've got an idea. Bear with me, people. I told you I'm not a great YouTuber. That's why I only have 4,000 subs. See if that link does anything. There you go. Oh. Do you still use the Homer bucket in the truck? I have no idea what you're talking about. I hear a lot of people are using Rumble now. Yeah, I look. I downloaded the app, I think, but I haven't done anything with it. Um, I know that when Google likes to censor, that's where a lot of people go, but you just don't get the same. You just don't get the same audience, I guess. And look, it turns into an echo chamber, right? I can't tell you how many times I watch a live feed and it's just a bunch of people agreeing with themselves. You're not really changing minds. You're just kind of expressing yourself, which is good. That's healthy to express yourself. But you're also preaching to the choir. You know, you're not getting any new followers. You're not changing anybody's minds, right? There's for example, there was a video I came across that was very powerful, very true, and you saw that it had literally 1,000 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. And when you see a video, you're back when you could see the thumbs down, right? And at that point, you know that you're not reaching new people. You know, people will automatically disassociate if they see one thing, like, oh, well, Fox News said that or CNN said that. So I completely ignore everything that they've ever said and will ever say. And so you can't change people's minds. That's the illusion of the internet, is that you think that you can win arguments, you think that you can win debates, but you can't, because most people don't know how to debate at all. You know, the and be intelligent enough to see another side of things. And um, so to me, it's digital noise, you know. And I can't tell you how many times I've been on Jeff's feed or my own feed talking about, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this with your business, blah, blah, blah. And then I have people calling me, telling me that they're struggling. And then I go, well, did you listen to this? Did you listen to this? Did you listen to this? No, I haven't been doing that. And so people don't hear anyways. So let's see. Oh, there's my own. Grafton says, I have an iPhone and caught the membership link from a link in one of the video descriptions a while back, and that seemed to work for me. There you go. Nothing witty is in the house. Have I give up on keto? No. I have been struggling a little bit with the breads and eating too frequently and not getting my fat in. So I have gained a little bit of weight. And that's from being home, I think. I think that it's easier for me to be keto in the truck. And that is fixing to change. We're fixing to go on another sabbatical. And so I've not given up on keto. I still believe in keto, and I'm still at 100-pound weight loss. So. Oh, okay. I've never used that. I've got it in the truck, but I've never, ever used it. So it's there for emergency situations only. So, but yeah, I mean, we're all human, and trying to find something that's sustainable for a long time can be a challenge. If my youngest bakes homemade bread, it's tough to say no to that. If people come into town and want to have lunch with me, it's tough. It could be tough. So I'm definitely getting back on track, though. You've missed everything, Nothing Witty. Everything. So apparently no one wants to come in, so that's good. 244 and living large. Jack, here, let's find a video here. And I know I could do it on StreamYard, but it kind of screws it all up, right? So let's take that off. Oh, we'll do one better yet. Here, let's go to gallery. Here's a good comparison photo. Let's see. I know I've posted this thing on Instagram, so we're checking our Instagram photos. Yeah, I post a lot. Bear with me, guys. You with my beard growing out as much as it has, it's really. There we go. There's the photo. That is an old picture of me. That's not even at my heaviest. That was when I was at Landstar. And I think I gained another bit of weight um, being at Schneider. So that's Tex Crowley and George from George and Wendy, who no longer drives. And that picture, that was in Joplin. That was back in 2016. So yeah. And I lost all my weight. It's funny. I was watching another YouTuber said that there's no truck drivers that have done weight loss videos. Like, what are you talking about? I've done plenty of weight loss videos. But evidently that person's not subscribed to me, which is fine. But no, that was all diet, Jack. That was all diet. Because look, face it, when you're 400 pounds, the last thing you want to do is exercise. Mentally, it's hard. Physically, it's hard. It's hard on your knees. It's hard on your ankles. The inflammation makes it very difficult. So the first bit of weight loss has to be completely through diet, in my opinion. Because if you don't change your diet, exercise means nothing. It just makes your heart stronger. It makes your legs stronger because you're hauling all that weight around. But if you want true results, changing your diet, getting rid of inflammatory foods and things that retain water, that's the way to go. So, all right, Red, you take care of yourself. All right. Arrived an hour ago at City Brewery in La Crosse, Wisconsin. My directions say 24/7. They're telling me 3 o'clock unload. That's lame. I hate it when that happens. And it's going to be cold up there too. So, but if anyone wants to come in, you can click on the link. I don't know is that link even working. Yep, it's working. All right. So, on occasion, I'll have beer. It's the low carb beer, but that will affect keto as well. So, but thank you, Ponzi. Yeah, Ponzi saw me at my heaviest as well. When I first started Landstar, I was not. It's funny. I found one of my old medical cards. I found a bunch of Landstar paperwork the other day, and trying to clean house and everything, and found a bunch of bill of ladings, found a bunch of loads, but also found all my orientation stuff. And I found my old medical card, and I was at that point I was at 335 pounds, and that was on the way up. Right, that would not be my lower number in those days. But when you even losing 20 pounds will make you feel different. Will make you feel, like a new person. Trust me on this. So, but I do actually do better in the truck. So the people that are like, well, I'm going to wait till I get out of the truck before I can lose weight. No, you can do it. You can do it as a truck driver. It's harder in some cases. Temptation is definitely a lot there more because of the cortisol, dealing with all the stress all day. And like, well, truck drive is an easy job. It's not stressful. Well, no, there's still this element that you have to be aware of your surroundings. You still have to be aware of traffic and your mind's constantly going. it's that creates cortisol. That's why truck drivers are some of the unhealthiest workers in the country right now. So Shannon, good morning. What's up? So, but let's see, we've been at this for almost an hour. I hope life is treating you well. If you are up in the upper northern Midwest, you're looking at wind chill temperatures of double digits. So stay warm, be ready for anything. If you are in the mid-Atlantic, you're definitely seeing some sketchy weather. I got a driver that I'm trying to get out of there. And if you are in Texas, you're dealing with 70-degree weather in some parts that is under a winter storm watch. So just know that. So crazy weather, crazy time of year. Good morning, Les. How you doing, man? Do I ever want to get out of trucking? Like completely ignore it and not do anything with it? No, I mean I still want to. I still like being involved. I still like, I'm not driving as much, obviously, but I definitely would like to be more on the administrative side, which is the transition that I'm attempting right now. So trucking's in my blood. I'm second generation. Until the industry says that I'm no longer wanted or needed, I'm here for a minute. So let's see if we can get rid of this dude. So RN, what's up? So probably the only way I'm going to get out of trucking is if I have a business model that completely takes over my life and it's completely out of trucking. So CDN broker, what's up? One benefit when home to add working out, daily movement versus being in the truck. Yes, that is one of the benefits. And I have gone on walks. We have a routine in the house that's kind of nice. The trick with working from home, I've found, is that you got to have some discipline. You got to get up, make the bed. You got to get out of your pajamas. I know a lot of people that work from home that never get dressed until they actually have to go somewhere. And to me, that kind of feels blah. I've done that. And, to have a set schedule. So every morning before my wife gets up, I get up, I make coffee. I sit on the couch, watch the Weather Nation, see what the weather's doing. I catch up on some YouTube that may have happened overnight. I look at the ELD to make sure that everybody's where they need to be and there's no violations, and checking the camera stuff. And then I've added checking where my drivers are at that I'm dispatching. And then my wife gets up. We chat for about a half an hour. We love our morning talks while she has coffee, get woke up for her commute to work, which is literally just walking back to the bedroom to her desk. And then I'll get dressed. And then I'll sit right here and I'll look at, what I need to look at. And yesterday was the day on the phones, calling brokers, looking at strategies, looking at lanes, having conversations with other people. Last week, Charles Anderson came through and we had lunch, and that was good. I've had several people come through Springfield and offered, I'll pick you up at the truck stop. We'll have lunch. Next week, Jeff is planning on going on a break, so I will have to be doing more with that. So, and my goal when I first set out being an operator was not to work that hard during January and February because of the weather, because of the cold. The snow, I'm not too worried about. It's the bitter, bitter cold temperature that's hard on the equipment. So that's kind of where I'm at. So Shannon is in Texas. When you did a Riff live feed the other night, you were looking leaner. Well, thank you, CDN. I've kind of stalled on my weight loss, and I've come across a video. If you go to my community page, I came across a video. There's other food elements I'm going to have to remove from my diet to make sure that we're back on track. Discipline. Now there's a 4-letter word. Yep, it is. And look, I had a friend tell me yesterday that he was jealous of me being able to be at home, and it took me 7 years to get to this point. 7 years, 2 trucks, owning a trailer, blood, sweat, and tears. I had a $20,000 maintenance repair last year, even with the little bit of running I did. And for me, a gradual exit out of the truck makes a lot of sense. And I get it. A lot of people criticize Trucker's Coach for not working. And in the back of my mind, I think that there's probably a few people that look at me that way. But here's the deal. Instead of looking at someone that's at home, not having to run, 3,000 miles a week, if that's what your goal is to be at home, not having to run 3,000 miles a week, instead of criticizing drivers that are doing that, that have accomplished that, ask them, how are you doing it? Figure out, what do you have going on? Now, I have some blessings, but I've also worked hard to acquire the advantages that we have. Like trucking has built this platform, and that was my original goal when I came to Like Trucking, because I was perfectly happy at Schneider. And I've been offered by other small carriers to join them. And what I found was opportunity to move from the truck to the office, so to speak. Now, that could all go away tomorrow, so it's definitely a thin line. And I love trucking enough that if I had to get back in the truck and do the 3,000 miles a week, I could. But by keeping my expenses low, and my debt's down, our house is almost paid off. And that's through, 30, 20 years or 15 years of hard work, and it's a weird transition. I'm having trouble adjusting to it. And I'm not at the point where I can stay home full time. I mean, I definitely need to run a little bit this month. I ran a load Friday. I've got to run some of my normal stuff, which is a challenge with this weather because of the freeze protect. There's a couple of trailers I'm actually looking at that is not outrageously priced. And so we'll see if that creates an opportunity as well. Is being home overrated? It depends. It depends. So I have a good home life too. My wife and I have a great relationship. The kids and I have a great relationship. I have hobbies. I've got the music. I built my drum set. I've started doing that. We've got the band stuff that we do. I have the tool stuff that I have a hobby with now. And so that's the key. And like, for example, my son needed some help with something yesterday and I was home to do it. And that to me is priceless. So I can't. What? You didn't click your heels and it fell in your lap? Nope, Mr. Bell, it didn't. Springfield is cheap to live, so if your overhead is low, you can be at home. Well, look, my wife works and has a great career, and she only needs an X amount of money from me a month. If I was the sole breadwinner, it would be a different scenario that you're looking at. And she has the health insurance, which is huge. That is the biggest thing, is health insurance. So, but you're right. The cost of living is pretty low in Springfield. Despite the inflation, you can still get a reasonably decent house in a decent area for a decent price. So, Jack, you must be from. Jack is maybe the new Kenny. I don't know. So, but, and that's fixing to change too. We're fixing to even pay off even more debt. Trailer should be paid off this year. Knock on wood. And the house will be paid off in the next 5 years. And that should, and then once we sell it, that should pay off the second house. So 18 wheels, doubtful. The profit that I've made off the truck, I don't know. It's an older truck. Putting people in an older truck that I can't work on can be a challenge. I don't trust a whole lot of people. Because Jeff has brought up that idea that if I get to a certain level working here, I could put somebody in the truck. But to me, there's too much risk with that. One accident could literally take everything I have out, because if a lawsuit happens, then, it could get ugly. And so I'm not willing to take that risk. So more than likely what I would do is I would just sell the truck. But I don't see myself even doing that, because what I want to do is with trailers, right? What I want to do is create a trailer pool, and I would need a truck to go get those trailers, and I would still want to run a couple of loads. You guys got to realize that Jeff was running this carrier because he streamlined so well with we were at 12 trucks and he still ran his own truck. Now, granted, they were easy loads, and he was home. He might have spent the night, a couple of nights in the truck, but the better you streamline. And so I definitely would need to streamline what I'm doing if I still want to run that truck. So it's tempting to cash out right now because of what people are getting for their trucks, but I don't want to give up. It's kind of my nest egg. It's kind of my safety net, because again, Jeff could call me up and say, hey, after the live feed, we got to terminate your contract. And what would I have? And definitely don't want to replace equipment right now. So it will take a lot for me to give up equipment. So if I put somebody in the truck and then all of a sudden I find myself needing it, now I got to put somebody else out. And I don't think I could put myself in that position. So there you go, Bill. That's the way to do it. Nobody will take care of your truck like you do. Jeremy, that in some ways, yes, in some ways, no, right? There are people out there like, Dump Truck Bob, or Bob in a Bus now is what he's called. When he was running OTR for Millis, he was a company driver, but he treated that truck like an owner operator. And there are some really good company drivers that will treat their trucks like they own them in a positive way, right? Um, Finding those guys are a needle in the haystack for me to put somebody in my truck. Now, if I would, I would, I would almost rather buy a truck that I don't have any attachment to and put someone in that had a warranty. That way, it would keep my overhead down on repairs. But then, what do you do when that truck goes down? Company drivers um, would have to be compensated if you need to keep them. And so, if trucks were a dime a dozen, then I'd be more willing to do that. But then you still have the risk, the liability risk that DIY mentioned in his video, that could potentially make you lose everything. And I'm not willing to take that risk. Jeff has insulated himself and protected himself as much as possible for something like that happen. And again, I don't have nowhere near the smarts or expertise to put myself in a position of putting any meat in the seat in a vehicle and hoping that I can make some money, which is what a lot of carriers are doing right now. So, what's up, Cool Trucking? Les, have a great day. All right, man. Les, you take care of yourself. Would you have taken the risk of being an owner-op if, say, your wife didn't have a great job and you were the sole breadwinner? No. No, because I see what those guys go through. Now, I know people that are very successful doing that. However, I don't think I have what it takes. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I have what it takes to be able to do that on a long-term basis. Because as an owner-op, you're solely dependent on that truck. And so if that truck goes down, what does you and your family do? And I am not willing to put my faith into a piece of machinery that's designed to fail and make somebody else money. So no, I would not have the faith in that. Morning news and a hot cup of coffee. Well, that's good. I don't think there's much news going on here. So what I have been allowed is the ability to have my own business, kind of feed my entrepreneurial spirit in something that I know and love. And if it creates other streams of income, great. And that's what I'm working on. I'm working on the trucking business to feed some other businesses, including the dispatch and all that. And we'll see what that does. If I fall, I fall. If I fail, I fail. I've always got my CDL. And I've got a lot of people that I've networked with that have given me a hand in the past and said, you know what, if you ever need a place to go, you've got a place to go. So I'm in a pretty good, knock on wood, place right now. So we'll try it. You have some leverage, right? That's what life's about, man. Getting leverage. When you negotiate with brokers, it's about having leverage. I noticed that a new authority is not going to have as much leverage as a company like our size when it comes to some negotiating. We have meat on the bone. So, like the time that I broke my leg or my ankle, we didn't hurt. We have savings. We have low debt. I'm driving a 20-year-old pickup truck, right? Would I love a new pickup truck? Absolutely. Would I love the headache? I just had to do a $600 repair on my pickup. which for some people that's one payment for a month in a 7-year note. And I've learned that debt is not the answer, the hard way. And making all the money doesn't do any good if all you're doing is paying banks and notes and loans, and you don't see your family. I'd rather have another week at the house than to have a new car, because you can't get time. Time is your most precious commodity, and we're wasting away, on this spinning earth, and money isn't everything. I know people that, and I've said this over and over, but I'll say it again. I know people that ran circles around me, made a ton of money, tripled what I make in a year, tripled of what I make in a year as an owner operator. And after 2 years, they lose it all. Their relationships suffer. Their truck goes down, and they lose everything. For what? So money isn't everything, right? And so it's finding balance. And the more you can control, the more you can balance. I 100% agree. Thank you, Carlos. And I'm done financing in this life, right? And look, if I do upgrade my pickup truck, it'll be probably a 10-year-old pickup with $300 a month payments for 2 years. It'll be one of those deals. But used vehicles you don't want to buy either. We were forced to buy a minivan because of an accident, and man, overpaid for a piece of crap. Damn Chevy. I'm scared of debt, Jeremy. I am too. So you follow Dave Ramsey? Yes, Jack. My wife, she's so great because she caught on to the Dave Ramsey thing early. And at one point, we paid off $35,000 worth of debt in 2 years before I was a truck driver. And because she followed the things that she learned from Dave Ramsey. And credit cards make it easy to buy the things that you can't afford. And that's by design. And car prices have gotten so outrageous. A pickup truck that I wanted 10 years ago is now like $50,000, $60,000. I refuse to pay that for something that I might use once or twice a week, or might even put only 100 miles a month on. I refuse to do that. And I've seen the stress level. So if your stress level goes up, it's hard to stay healthy. That's where cancer creeps in. That's where inflammation creeps in. That's where stress-induced fatigue comes in, anxiety comes in, and it's not worth it to me. It's a drug that I want nothing a part of, right? So, and in this day and age, it makes you a target. Driving the newest, latest, greatest thing makes you a target for thieves. It makes you a target for attacks. These protests that went on a couple of years ago, they're attacking the rich. They're attacking what people perceive to be rich. If you're driving a $50,000 car, people think, wow, that dude's got money. Let's attack. So I want nothing to do with that either. People who have seen my pickup know what I'm talking about, right? It's beat up. It's well used. Jeff, what's up, man? We've been talking about you a lot. Good morning, Dying Bree. What's up? Shadow Wolf is in the house. Good morning there. I'm afraid if people get into debt now, they'll suffer 8 months from now. Right. Paying $150,000 for a 500,000 mile truck? No way. No way. No, 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 no. So my dog's looking at me like, what? I didn't do nothing. Shadow Wolf. Calling Jeff a young man. That's silly. My 2000 Silverado only has 68,000 miles on it, and I've been taking it on a few trips. Haha. Look, my my love for my pickup might change if I go to Louisville with it and it decides to take a crap on me. But I've got 160,000 miles on it, so it's 20 years old. So you got 68, so that's great. So I've got a stock on Robinhood that's like went up 6% and then it went down 5%. Man, that thing was a roller coaster. So that's what that alert was. Heavy metal trucker, dig the name. I have 2,000 miles on a 2005 Yamaha RX-1. It keeps our insurance low because my wife works from home. I barely drive, and that helps the longevity of vehicles. Now wife did buy a 2016, something like that. 2014, 2016. That's like the newest vehicle that we own. And it's a great little tiny car. It's a great, I don't want to call it a death trap because it's got the side airbag. So if anything happens, it's going to be like that car in Demolition Man where it just kind of hugs you, keeps you from dying. So Thomas Wilson, what's up, man? Start over. We could do a James Best style live feed here. Thanks, I'm a BC Rich. Dang, man. We're brothers. You're a heavy metal trucker and a BC Rich guy. Hell yeah. I own quite a few BC Riches. I'm very proud of my BC Rich collection. Jeff, why do you keep saying start over? You okay? You having an episode? A 2006 Ford F-350 is the last pickup I ever buy. Just rebuilt. Nice. Speaking of cars, everyone thinks I'm crazy driving a smart car, but I climb into my 100K plus RV. They all want to check it out. Like bees to honey. Yep. The Vomant comment. What does that even mean? Do you hear about they're creating smart firearms? You hear about that? Thought that'd be crazy. Only got 48,000 on your motor coach. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get those at decent used prices. Most people around here are selling RVs they're 20 years old for like maybe $5,000 less than we can get them for new. Like, yeah, I don't know. The vomit comment? What are you talking about? But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody coming in. I see. It is. It is beautiful. Hopefully, a friend of mine will come up next week and we'll get to see it. I bought mine when the market crashed. They couldn't give them away. Oh, the little car. Oh, okay. That's the way to do it, right? Any luxury item like boats and cars, or boats. Well, cars are a luxury item, but boats or RVs, trailers, that kind of thing. When the dealers get desperate to get rid of them because no one's buying, that's the time to buy, just like any other market. So I've been offered almost a new price for my RV as they don't make them anymore. Wow. Probably don't make them as good too, right? Good stuff, Snorelord. I'll be checking you out more. All right, Jack. Well, thank you. With that name, I thought maybe you were a troll or whatever, but I appreciate you. It's going to crash scanner, but needs to be prepared. Yes, absolutely, Mr. Wilson. Great deal, 170K. I don't have anything worth 170. Even my two homes combined isn't worth 70K. You guys with that high debt, man, I don't see how you sleep at night. I really don't. That would stress me out. You can downsize then. No, Jeff, thinking I have the one I want. No. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I gotta use the restroom and then I gotta go to work. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I appreciate it if you made it this far. Be safe out there. Pay attention to the weather. Make that money. And if you think that you might need me as a dispatcher, give me a holler. All right. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Peace.